Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories. In the last episode, we went through Wonderland and Sora started having some sort of recollection of this mystery blonde girl, and we may or may not know who this person is, but, I don't know. Maybe Sora seems to know. I mean, that's what they were probably going by those riddles in Castle Oblivion. I mean, probably haven't seen her in the last Let's Play, but... Anyways, in this episode, we're going to head to our next world, and this one is Monstro, which is... probably the weirdest kind of concept, though, because Monstro is supposed to be, you know, from Pinnochio's world. But no, it's just his own world in this castle here. What a weird place. Everything's kind of springy and soft. Nice and warm, too. Well, I'm starting to feel like a nap. I think you should be a little more worried. Who's there? You're inside the belly of Monstro the whale. Why, I know that voice. Pinnochio! Pinnochio, it's you! Come on out! Is that you, Jiminy? Gosh, I thought I'd never see you again. Yeah, that's probably the most, you know, little boy voice I can think of. Gee, there's no way you wouldn't find me again. I'm your conscience. And your conscience will always be your guide, remember? Sure, Jiminy, and I've been a good boy, promise. I didn't tell a single lie. Ah, lol, nope. Uh-oh. Well, for Pete's sake. Oops, but how did you end up inside Monstro anyway? We, sort of use a special way. I don't want to say exactly what it is. It's so special, we don't know how we did it. Oh god, that's probably disturbing. That's too bad. I was hoping you could help me and Father get out of here. Well, I'll be. Geppetto's here too. Sure he is. Follow me. And no, folks, Pinnochio is not a party member though, because I mean, well, obviously he's not a fighter. He's a he's made of wood. He's a puppet, but you know, just a little boy though. But he wouldn't have any combat experience whatsoever. Anyway, so welcome again to Monstro, and that's probably not really what the inside of whales would have to look like though. I mean, I don't know. Don't quote me on that one. I don't know much about whale biology, but that's quite clearly not what it's supposed to be. I mean, it's supposed to be like, you know, cells over the walls. You're probably going to see me checking out the map here, though, because I always have to see where exactly I'm going, though, to that, to the first room. So, yeah, like I was saying, the whole concept of, you know, just having, you know, well, still having Monstro as a world, in Castle Oblivion is just kind of weird, though, because, you know, like I said, Monstro is, you know, the actual whale of Monstro was, you know, was actually a flying space whale in Kingdom Hearts 1, because, you know, because Pinnochio's world was lost, well, it got destroyed by the darkness. And so Monstro was just wandering around, and so we ended up getting swallowed by him. But they still ended up using Monstro as, you know, as its own role card anyway, within Castle Oblivion. So it's like, you know, it may seem like that we're actually inside of the whale, but no, we're actually still in the castle, and so I don't know. Don't quote me on this one. There's no like actual concept or anything though, or like, you know, no context there. It's just there. I mean, maybe I probably shouldn't even quote that anymore, because, you know, again, it's fucking Kingdom Hearts. That's what it is. So, don't ask me for any specific details. I can't tell you for any shit because of the whole goddamn plotline. Ugh. Anyway, so all that ranting aside here, we have some new Heartless that we have here. These are Search Ghosts, another returning enemy from KH1. They do the same as before. They would, well, maybe they, I don't know. They still do disappear, you know, when they start to use their own kind of cards, and they'll actually try to cross-swipe at you, but I don't know if they even still disappear in this game. I'm sure they do, though, but, you know, just like how they did. And, of course, like I was saying, you know, and again, this is actually, just like all the other Heartless, this was their original color palette in Vanilla KH1, and, you know, again, I probably grudge about this too much. I actually do prefer this original color palette for the Search Ghosts because, you know, it makes more sense for their whole kind of coloration because, you know, because Final Mix actually makes the Search Ghosts much more colorful, and I know I've actually said the same thing with, you know, well, with how I griped a bit about the Trick Master in Final Mix, because, you know, because, like, oh shit, Barrel Spider, okay, yeah, again, I really do want the Barrel Spider card. Ugh. I don't know if I ever mentioned what the Barrel Spider card does, though, but, if you get the Barrel Spider card, you actually get an instant reload whenever you start to reload your cards. Like, you don't really see the animation of all the cards shuffling together. You know, it's just instant reload. And, God, I want that card so badly, though, and that's why I go around just to see if there's a Barrel Spider and just try to fight it. But the game never fucking gives me any Barrel Spider cards. I'm like, no, come on, I want my Barrel Spider card so badly. Anyways, Yeah, let's see what I was gonna say. Yeah, like I was saying, you know, I'm not really too much of a fan of the pally swaps of the Heartless and Final Mix. So, well, for some of them, well, especially some of them that seem a little more jarring, like the Trickmaster and also the Search Ghost, where you know they make them a lot more colorful. And why the original color palettes for them is is that Heartless seriously just raising up its ass? Oh my god, that's okay. That's just fucking goofy. Like it's walking just like a cat though. I mean, well, it makes sense. I mean, like you know. I guess the shadows are supposed to be like, you know, kind of like cats or something because of how tiny they are, and you know, they're supposed to be, you know, the more cutesy Heartless. But yeah, but the way it just walks around with its ass raised up, that's like, that's kind of goofy looking. Yeah, especially you know some of the more menacing Heartless. There they are. Well, then again, I mean, a lot of the Heartless aren't really that menacing anyway, though, because I mean, despite the fact that they're supposed to be, you know. Supposed to be a threat to the whole Kingdom Hearts universe, though, but there's quite a lot of goofy-looking Heartless and all that. Especially the fucking Fantastic 7 and Kingdom Hearts 3. But, see, like I was saying, yeah, like I said, yeah, I think the coloration for the Search Ghost makes a lot more sense in Vanilla KH1, though. Not so much Final Mix, though, so yeah, that's actually the one gripe I have with Final Mix is, you know, some of the color palette swaps for the Heartless, and it's more of a visual complaint, if anything, though. Despite a lot of the good things that Final Mix does. Minus the goddamn sniper wilds, but anyway, but aside from all that though, but yeah, that's actually one gripe I would have though. So anyway, another Moogle room here, and yeah, I'm actually running out of the Moogle points though. I'm not exactly gonna be using the Moogle room in every single world there is though, and that's only because you know I just wouldn't have enough Moogle points that I would have though. So if I have at least maybe like over 600 Moogle points, or maybe 650, then I could just go for the Moogle room, though. But if I have anywhere less than that, then I probably wouldn't have to bother. I do know the next world that we're going to be going to, which obviously the next one is going to be Halloween Town. I end up getting like so many map cards to the point where, you know, that I run out of room for them, though, because you can only carry so many of the map cards, so because of that, I probably have to use as much as I can. That is not the right room, though. That's supposed to be the, I forgot what the room's called. I think the first one we got was the Key of Guidance or something. I don't know. I can't exactly remember those off the top of my head. So, so yeah. Let's see. Anything else I do want to say about Monstro? I can't really think of anything else. So I mean, they're just very much the same ones though. But there is actually that one obstacle that that we'll be seeing in one of the rooms that I do want to talk about. I think this is actually the first time I'm going to be using Almighty Darkness. Because that's what I do want to show off at least. So yeah, this is Almighty Darkness. What that does is that the cards for the Heartless you fight, they actually get a little stronger. So you can see them highlighting blue, and so they can be a little they're a little stronger because of it though. So yeah, you want to be careful. But that's actually just to show them off at least, because you know I was actually thinking over. I was like, what card should I use? But you know, since I kind of had the same card value, then I was like, why not? I might as well show it off for Let's Play's sake. Because, you know, there's a lot of the rooms I do want to show off for, that we haven't encountered yet, though. So in this case, I figured I'd just go ahead and show off Almighty Darkness. And also, another new Heartless to show up here. And this is actually our introduction in this game here. These guys are the Tornado Steps. They are fucking annoying as well, because they love to use high number cards, and they love to break your cards, too. So yeah. And they also, what they do is that they'll just spin around with their little arms, and, you know, and they kind of give you the good little spec down here. So try to get them rid of them as much as you can, though, so... But yeah, like I said, those are new Heartless introduced in this game here. So yeah, it's kind of ironic for a lot of things that, you know, we end up getting some new Heartless that we have not encountered in Kingdom Hearts 1, but, you know, some new ones here. Oh, also, you see those mini clocks here? If you whack them, it actually casts the stop spell. And so that, of course, you know, as usual, causes the Heartless to stop in place. And that gives you a better chance to whack the Heartless with the Keyblade. And then you get the first strike, so that way there you can actually be able to get the first hit on them. And I decided to go ahead and equip the Cloud card, because, I mean, I know I want to show up at least, so, but I actually want to get more of the Cloud cards, though, because, you know, because I only have a Cloud card with a value of 4, which seems a little less, though, and, you know, likely for the card break, though, but I do hope to at least, you know, get more Cloud cards. And you want to know what else I also realized is that I was talking about how I probably wasn't using the 0 cards that much, and I actually know why, because I only have 1 0 card, well, for the attack cards, actually. And, you know... That's what I realized, and it's like, oh shit, this game isn't really giving me enough 0 cards, and so I was hoping I would just go around and, you know, see for any kind of cards that there is, though. And, oh, Fucking A. God damn it. Okay, you see what happened there? So, yeah, there was that gravity card that that just popped out, and I think I might already have one, though, but there was another one that I guess I could have gotten, so that way there, if I had two, then I could have gotten a Gravera. Here's one of my biggest pet peeves about this game. It's that, you know, so you go around some of the objects and break them, so over there you can actually get some new cards. On occasion, though, the Heartless will actually, some Heartless will actually appear right next to the object where you're supposed to be getting the card. And so, yeah, one of my biggest pet peeves is that, you know, I see a card right there, and so, you know how those little cards will actually bounce all over the place, and so you want to try to go after them? Well, if you continue to chase them, sometimes the Heartless will actually pop up, though, and, you know, and then I end up running into them. And you know what else happens, though? If you actually run into the Heartless while the card's still popping around, and then once you get back to the overworld, that card is gone. G-O-N-E, gone. You can never get it back again. And that is one thing I absolutely fucking hate about this game. That's, like, one of my biggest pet peeves is that, you know, because there's that one card that I wanted so badly, though. One of those best cards I could get. But then, you know, when I try to look for them, then a Heartless shows up, and then as I try to catch it, I you know, by complete accident, run into the Heartless and engage in battle with it, and then I actually fucking lose that card. Ugh, I hate that so much. It's one of the most annoying things, one of my biggest pet peeves about this game. Ugh. God damn it. So, yeah, be careful with those if you're just going to go for those cards, because you'll run into that Heartless, and then you end up losing it, though. So, ugh. I hate that so much. So, yeah, that's actually what happened. I lost a gravity card because of it. I was like, God fucking damn it. Anyway, so, yeah, here's the next room we're supposed to go to. So, let's, oh, yeah, that's right, Key of Beginnings. The one of the Kingdom Hearts logo, the heart shape, was the Key of Guidance, but, yeah, the one with the key shape is actually the Key of Beginnings, so... I gotta remember those names, but I always keep forgetting, and now we're actually inside the mouth somehow. Which is weird. Geppetto! Oh, hello. Bless my soul, it's Jiminy Cricket. How in the world did you get here? You tell me, how does the clockmaker wind up in the belly of a whale? Well, it's a long story. So, back in my day, I was doing all this right here, and this is all what we had here. Okay, yeah, I don't want to listen to all these. This is the whole main ramblings here. So, you sailed out to look for Pinocchio. And Monstro swallowed you. Yes, but I found my son. I would do anything for my Pinocchio. But now you can't get out, can you? Being stuck in the belly of a whale is awful. Eh, we did with Lord Jabba Jabba anyway. Not if Pinocchio and I are together. That makes everything a little bit better. There's nothing better than being reunited with someone you care about. Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't care if I'm trapped here, as long as I have Pinocchio. He's such a good boy. Well, he still tells fibs, but with a little help from me... Oh, Jiminy, you worry too much. Speaking of Pinocchio, where is he? Oh, yeah, good question. He was here a minute ago. Where's he gone this time? I expect he's off exploring. That boy has been poking around just about everywhere inside this monster. He won't tell me why it's so important. I tell him it's dangerous, but he won't listen. That boy's a handful. Sora, if you don't mind. I know. You want us to help you find him, right? Come on, guys. Let's get going. Alright, and that we shall do. Another thing I also didn't even bring up either is that, you know, so... Oh, yeah, we learned high jump. Wow. We learned high jump in Monstro and KH1, and now we learned it here, too. So, yeah, cool. We got it already here. That's actually nice. Get it pretty early. Anyway, so, So another weird thing about this is that, you know how we can go into the Disney worlds and then, you know, all the characters kind of, like, you know... have no recollection of anything whatsoever because like takes a reset button. This is actually the weirdest in Jiminy's case because we go into Monstro and then you know Jiminy actually still reacts to you know just seeing Pinocchio again, and you know just you know remembering all that was going on, and so it's kind of like you know having a whole arc for Jiminy, which I guess would have made sense though considering that you know since both Pinocchio and Jiminy Cricket are from the same movies and you know the same and therefore the same world. So I guess it probably would make sense though, but it's so weird considering the rules of Castle Oblivion and then Jiminy still remembering Pinocchio and also Geppetto. Oh yeah, there he is. Pinocchio, what are you thinking? You know Geppetto worries when you wander off by yourself. Jiminy was worried too. I'm sorry. What are you doing anyway? Looking for something? Yeah, I'm looking for treasure. Yeah. Is there really treasure in a whale? Here we go again. But Jiminy... Now don't be so hard on the little fella, Jiminy. We promise not to get mad, Pinocchio. Is that why you're afraid to tell? No need to fret. Tell us the truth. We'll understand. Put your trust in Goofy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had to add that in there, though. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I was looking for a way out. Father says he's happy, but it's my fault we're stuck here. I shouldn't have run away from home. I want to help Father get home to the workshop. But he'll worry if I tell him what I'm doing. So that's why you thought you had to tell a lie. You did it because you love your dad. Yeah, Goofy knows that, though, considering him. All you need now is courage. What? Tell Geppetto the truth. With a little courage, you can do it. If you tell him how you really feel, I bet he'll help you find a way out. And we'll give you a hand. Really? You'll help us? Okay, I'll give it a try. Wish me luck, Jiminy. No more keeping secrets, then. Have we got a deal? Sure, I'll be brave and tell Father how I really feel. No lies this time. Great, then your nose won't. Uh-oh, what is going on here? Oh, is that what you think it is? What's happening? I got a bad feeling about this. Pinocchio, run for it! Yeah, I guess too late for that here. Whoa, wait, what the hell? Boss already? But we're not in the final room. We're not at the end yet. Pinocchio! Help! I'm trapped! What? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you see that right here. So, yeah, something's not right here. We're actually in a boss fight this early, even though we're in the, even though it's supposed to be the key to guidance, not the key to truth. Because we only find the bosses in the key to truth, though. So, yeah, early access to a boss here. Anyway, so this is the return of Parasite Cage. And so, Parasite Cage actually attacks just as how, well, very much looks like how we did in Cage 1. The only difference being is that, you know, we have these rotating platforms, and then we have the, well, you know, we also have this one hazard, which is basically summoned to these stomach acids. What you do, though, is that if you use the given card that I just got here, then all the stomach acids will disappear. So, yeah, you don't want to summon it too much, though, because they are hazardous, and then Sora will take damage. Thankfully, though, whenever you're reloading the I think it's when you reload the cards or just recharging, then you won't get hurt by the stomach acids. And also, whenever the Parasite Cage gets stunned, then he'll actually, as you continue to attack him, then he'll drop these HP orbs, so that way you can actually heal yourself. So that's actually one good thing about it here. And yeah, this is actually the wrong spot to show off Cloud here, but yeah, that's actually what it does, though. But I do at least want to show him off later on, though. But yeah, that's basically all there is, though. So, and yeah, he does hurt quite a lot, though, when he bites you. I will say this, though, there is actually one saving grace about this boss fight, though. You won't be hearing Pinocchio screaming and shouting, go like, "Get me out of here!" Yeah, he doesn't scream and shout that, like, constantly, unlike Cage 1. Thank God for that, though. I mean, yeah, I know, it kind of sounds very harsh considering that, you know, just hearing your child screaming in agony and all that, though, in a game like this, though, which, I mean, yeah, it does need help, though, but from a gameplay perspective, just hearing that you just have to hear constantly come from Pinocchio, then, yeah, then that's probably when it gets to, like, you're regretting here. So, yeah, it's just all there is, though, but, and yeah, I know, well, maybe I don't really take that long against Parasite Cage, so there's that. Also, if you actually look closely, you actually, well, you only see the void that's right here, but you actually still see Pinocchio within the void itself, though, so it's kind of like being trapped in darkness and all that, so I don't know the whole concept behind this here, but it is what it is. And yeah, my range is kind of off, though, with, you know, just using the Goofy Tornado. But yeah, if you actually use more of the Goofy cards, then the Goofy Tornado actually levels up here. It's actually a Rechain Memories exclusive to where, you know, in the GBA version Chain of Memories, Goofy first does the Goofy Bash, and then it's only when you stack up to 3 Goofy cards that when he does the Goofy Tornado. But here in Rechain of Memories, then it's all the Goofy Tornado throughout, though, and then just levels up as you stack up more of his own cards. And then there we go. That was Parasite Cage. So yeah, like I said, it's very much the same in Cage 1 when you fight him, though. Minus Pinnochio just screaming constantly all the time. But yeah. And I think this is where we, okay, yeah, I was thinking, no, that's actually where we get the card for Parasite Cage. I forget to actually describe what they do, though, because I actually forgot exactly what they do, though. But, you know, bear with me on this one, though, because I haven't really played this in so long. Help me! I'm scared! Pinnochio, be brave. How? Don't give up. Try fighting your way out. Be brave. Okay, I'll try. And then he just stomped on him. Wow. I guess Pinnochio was a badass after all. And then down he goes. For a second I thought that was a card just popping out though in the cutscene, but no, that's just Pinnochio. Pinnochio, are you alright? Don't worry, I'm okay. Just a little sticky. Ugh. Well, from the Heartless itself, though? They have stickiness? But I have a great idea. That thing spit me out when I started fighting back. Why don't we try the same thing with Monstro? Of course. If we're lucky, Monstro might cough us up. Great idea. Let's go deeper inside and try it. I'm going too. No, it's too dangerous. Aw, come on. You should be with Geppetto. No use escaping from Monstro if you two get separated again. Leave this to us. I guess you're right. Be careful, everybody. Can I just say, though, like, they're saying that, you know, they want to try to find a way out of Monstro, but did they seriously forget that they're actually still in Castle Oblivion? You know, it's an illusion of, you know, the insides of Monstro, but it's not the real Monstro. They're just making it so that, you know, they're just stuck inside the whale, though, but, you know, they just forget the fact that they're still in Castle Oblivion. But, again, like, you know, or like I was saying, they immediately forget all the memories they had with Disney Worlds, because, you know, they actually explored the whole concept with, you know, with memories being messed up in back in Traverse Town. But then afterwards, it goes absolutely nowhere, and then they just hit the whole reset button with the memories in the Disney World, and then it gets even more baffling, you know, with Monstro, where, you know, they claim they're actually the inside of the actual Monstro, but it's not the real Monstro. It's just, you know, the rooms of Castle Oblivion. But yeah, they actually still act like they're actually in Monstro, though. Guys, I don't know. This whole thing is fucking stupid. Like, God, fuck this story. I mean, there's lots to rant about, though, for all this right here. And I know you're hearing me moan and bitch a lot about this whole thing, though. But it really baffles me all the same, though, just seeing all that, though. And, you know, I guess, you know, more to talk about that later on. Maybe after I beat this game, you know, why it really bothers me so much, so. But anyway, so, yeah, I'm rambling too much there. So, next time on Let's Play Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories, we're going to finish the rest of the world. And I guess learn more about this whole thing about, well, all the terrible pacing here. You know, I know, I'm bitching so much, so I'm going to end all this video. So, with that said, I will see you guys next time.